Hello and welcome to another Cactus Hill adventure. In this episode, we will be heading to the Smith Ranch. This is an historic site and popular destination within the San Rafael Swell in Utah, which is also known for its rock climbing, scenic views, and connection to the area's past. Located near Green River, Utah, this site was settled by Wayne and Betty Smith after they were married in 1933. They chose the site because it was near a natural spring which would supply them with enough water for survival. Unfortunately, artificial seismic activity in the region caused by drilling for water destroyed the natural spring. So Wayne and Betty eventually moved to nearby Green River. Today, at Smith's cabin, there are several ranch buildings and corrals still standing, though some of the cabins and cattle yards are currently in various states of decay. Enough is left of this scenic ranch to give you a feel of the frontier life in the San Rafael Swell. To get to Smith's Ranch, you take I-70 or Utah Highway 24, get off at this exit, head north on the South Four Corners Mine Road, and on your way. I'm showing you this rental van because we eventually had to help it get out of a situation it got itself into. Here's the entrance that you'll see as soon as you get off of I-70 or come up 24. It's a nice little area to kind of park, and if you got a group, to kind of get settled and figure out your plan and start heading north. The road is very good pretty much all the way through here. You see it's got a lot of boulders and other geological things happening in this area, kind of typical of the San Rafael Swell. For those of you who haven't watched any of my videos, and this is your first one, I like to show the entire road if I can. Obviously I'm speeding this up a little bit, probably about 2 times speed, to show you what you're going to get yourself into. Looks like a little fort on top of that knoll there. Nice little rock formation. This is pretty typical of the San Rafael Swell. And here we're catching that rental van that I showed earlier. They're starting to slow down. It looks like they're going to change their mind. They're not going to go out this way. But they get themselves in kind of a little pickle. And I'll just let the video play and show you what they did and how we helped them. I thought this scene from the movie might be a little more entertaining than having you watch that travel van, rental van get stuck. Enjoy. Yeah, they backed up a little bit too far. And this is just, I guess, one-wheel drive. I never did find out. So here is Cactus Hill to the rescue. Here I'm going to just encourage them to get a bunch of their guys together and we'll just start pushing it. And we're almost there. There we go. Good effort by all. We always try to help anybody on the road we see, because one of those days it might be us. Well, here's a map of the overall area. It's courtesy of trailsoffroad.com, showing south, Four Corners Mine Road. That's approximately where we're at, where we helped the van. We're going to kind of veer to the left a little bit when we hit Prospector Trail. And then we're going to continue north and then veer to the left or west to Smith Camp or Smith Ranch. Again, this road was very good all the way through. A couple of places that, typical of a dirt road, but generally it was very good. So while we have a few minutes before we get to the Smith Camp, let me tell you a little bit about Wayne and Betty Smith of Green River, Utah. Wayne was born in 1916, passed away in 1995. And Elizabeth, also known as Betty, was born in 1921 and passed away in 2008. Both were longtime residents and prominent local figures in Green River, Utah and Emery County. They moved to Green River area in the late 1940s after World War II and raised their family there. Wayne worked primarily in river-related industries, riverboard operations, and later transportation and logistics along U.S. Highway 6 and U.S. Highway 191. And he was active in community service, including the volunteer fire department and local civic organizations. Betty was known locally for her work in education and community support. She volunteered in the elementary school, organized community events, and participated in church and service groups. The Smiths were involved in promoting tourism tied to the Green River area and nearby recreation, fishing, boating, and access to public lands, helping establish or support small local festivals and visitor information efforts in the 1960s through the 1980s. They are remembered in local histories and oral accounts as emblematic of the mid-20th century Green River residents who supported the small town's business and civic life during a period of highway and recreation-driven change. A little bit early in the video, I showed you the intersection of Interstate 70 and Utah Highway 24 is where you can turn off to go out to the Smith Ranch, Smith Camp area. And I'd like to give you a little history of I-70 that you may or may not be aware of. I-70 actually starts in Washington, D.C. and obviously runs east to west from that area to Cove Fort in Utah, where it intersects I-15 and heads south through Utah in a little slice of Arizona and runs into Nevada and eventually ends up in Southern California as one of its main arteries. So there you go. A couple interesting facts about I-70. Now when you're in this area, you can do a lot of different activities. Those include canyoneering and hiking, like Cottonwood Wash and Black Dragon Canyon. And I'm going to do a video coming up on the Cottonwood Wash. There's also historical sites. You can visit the Buckhorn Wash Rock Art Panel, featuring Fremont and Barrier Canyon style petroglyphs. There's also scenic views. You can go out to the Wedge Overlook, which we have a video of, which offers panoramic views of the Little Grand Canyon and the San Rafael River, which is below the canyon. There's also camping in this area. The San Rafael Swell recreation area includes campgrounds such as Buckhorn Draw, South Temple Wash, and Temple Mountain Townsite Campground, with reservations available via recreation.gov. There's also a private retreat called the Swell Retreat in the San Rafael Swell. It offers family-friendly camping with amenities like kayaks, paddleboards, a zip line, and fishing ponds. Overall, the San Rafael Swell is a geologically rich area home to fossils, ancient rock art, and diverse wildlife, including Utah's largest herd of desert bighorn sheep. There's also a designated wilderness area with some zones closed to off-highway vehicles under the John D. Dingell Jr. Conservation Act. As far as hiking and exploration, as I mentioned earlier, popular hikes include the Smith Cabin Reef Hike. You can ascend the reef for panoramic views, seasonal pothole water resources, and rugged desert scenery. Another hiking area is called the Horse Thief Trail. It's a canyon descent option from the reef top, often bypassed due to the difficulty and in the summer the heat. There's also approach to Arch Tower. It's an approximately 1 hour and 45-minute hike from the parking area through canyons and slabs. We didn't encounter that, so you'll have to kind of look that up on your own. And also there's a video that I watched by Minor Biker. It's the Horse Thief Trail, and it's a video, like I said, on YouTube that follows that, and you can watch that, and I'll provide a link in the description. Well, here we're coming up on Smith Camp, so I'll just let the video sort of do the talking and comment as I feel necessary. Just imagine yourself coming out here in the mid-1930s, setting up this ranch, all the work it took to get these fences and corrals made and structures built, etc., etc. We're going to get the drone up in the air momentarily and give you an overall look at the area. This is one of the outbuildings that's just about ready to collapse. And this is a picture of me taken by my wife looking through that building, getting the drone ready to fly. This is sort of a walkabout with the drone. This is a good shot of the creek that probably had some running water when they did their initial look into this area and convinced them to create their ranch here in this area. Great view of the valley below to see if anybody's coming your way. Looks like there's another water source by where those trees are in a line. relatively modern day plastic barrels. This is a major structure in their camp area. We're going to take a little better look at it later in the video. A lot of hard work was put in to put this ranch together. Beautiful, beautiful area. Wonderful backdrop to the ranch area. Back to the view of the valley. Beautiful, beautiful area. Now this ranch, as it was in the earlier maps, it's just on the eastern side of the San Rafael Swell. So technically this ranch is not in the swell, but it's close enough for government work, as they say. Looks like there's some kind of wagon or something there below, the remnants of it anyway. We're going to take the drone up the trail here. Take a little peek inside the cabin. There's some wooden structures in there, look like bunk beds to me. So you can imagine your whole family. I never found out how many children they had, but probably a couple at least. But you can imagine 4 people living in that little cabin. There's that little outbuilding. Probably for cool storage. We're going to take a little look inside the structure. So please tell me what you think it might have been used for. Well, I hope you enjoyed our presentation of the Smith Camp and the San Rafael Swell. And as I always like to remind you, you won't know if you don't go. Thanks for watching. It is sincerely appreciated. Take care, have fun, and be safe out there. Cactus Hill out.